Hey everyone, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for joining me for Project Life Week 39. If you'd like to see what I'm going to do, stick around. Hey friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. This is week 39 in my 9x12 scrapbook album from scrapbook.com. I'm using a lot of different items from Allie Edwards. I'm showing you what I've pulled for this week's spread, and oddly enough, which wasn't so great, I had planned this whole spread originally for October, not realizing this was the last full week of September. My bad. So I had to go back and pre-plan the entire week, which was less than ideal, but thankfully I'm off today, so I had the time. So now I'm going to speed up the camera and get into the actual process for the week. So a lot of this is stash busting and just using what I had. Basically, I wanted to work off of, I always try to go off of colors in photos, but if I have kits, those work pretty well too, regardless of color for the most part, because when you use a whole kit, the whole thing looks pretty cohesive. In this case, I really was drawn to the 4x6 card that said eating, playing, enjoying, which is on the right side of the spread. And that has like a very interesting greenish olive color, and then a like periwinkle blue, and then kind of a traditional royal blue or muted royal blue, I guess. So I was playing off those colors and used that card as sort of the jumping point for all the other cards and embellishments I chose. It took me a while to go through my stash, and I pulled out this 4x6. Actually, no, sorry. This was a 7x9 1/4 like full cardstock piece of paper, that patterned paper there that kind of reminds me of wallpaper in a way, or tiling. I think it's from the Wander Story kit from like 2022. But that color on the back matches the green, or the shade of greenish, I don't even know. Yeah, it's just a shade of green, I suppose, that's on that other card I was talking about that's on the right side. It'll make more sense when you see it all together. But anywho, I decided to trim out the vellum from this September 4x6 card that says, "We know that in September we will wander through the warm winds of summer's wreckage. We will welcome summer's ghost," by Henry Rollins, because that was on hunter green, like very, very dark green vellum, and the green works, but I didn't want it to be sort of like the overarching color for the week. So I just made it smaller and used that wallpaper looking pattern paper to back it. And then I liked the week 39. Those alphas are from Heidi Swap. They're very old, and they wouldn't show up well on that pattern paper, so I just backed it with the extra piece of vellum I had. And then put a label, which is also from Heidi Swap. These colors just happen to work perfectly. I've had them in my stash for years. And then I think that the vellum hearts with the gold foiling are from the Explorer Story kit, maybe. And I don't have any idea where these puffy hearts are from, because I've just purchased them as add-ons as a subscriber to Allie Edwards Stories by the Month for a while. So I just mixed in some of those as well for another little just added touch here and there. And then I'll use my tiny attacher for all the vellum pieces that I'd end up adding to the photos and journaling cards. So this is a photo of, obviously, flowers. My husband showed up at the airport Sunday night when I got back from sticker camp with these. Actually, Nora gave them to me. She had picked them out, which was so cute, and she had written me a really beautiful card. So I just journaled on the label there, "Gorgeous flowers Nora picked out to welcome me home." Put a puffy heart, and then some word phrase strips, which are from Allie Edwards as well. One says "special" and the other one says "filling me up." And then moving on to the middle row of 3x4s, I have a 3x4 September month card, and I am trying to use up basically as many monthly cards or embellishments as I can, because obviously this is the exact month for September 2025 or 2024, and I'll never be able to use it again. So I incorporated that, and I just used one of my green mild liners. You'll see I test out a couple colors to highlight the week that I am referencing. And then the middle photo is my cats snuggling on the couch, which is the closest they've ever laid together. And they only usually ever do that when I am sitting next to them. So basically, and Jeeves is the black cat. He has to pretty much be completely passed out in order for Smokey to get that close to him, because he's a very grumpy old man and he does not appreciate Smokey at all. So this was a very momentous occasion in the Chapman household. So I have the chipboard that says "Take it easy." Don't ask me what kits they're from. I just pulled a bunch of chipboard pieces that I thought would match this week's spread. Again, like I said, this is truly a stash busting week, which feels really good. I have another heart there, and I use the words peace and then new connection on that photo. And then the one word for today is from, I think, the One Little Word, like one of the mini kits or something. And I thought it was the perfect color, but also since I don't have a lot of photos from the week because I went right back to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I didn't really have any other pictures, I just thought, oh, this is perfect, because I was very exhausted. I came home with a cold, which I still actually have. And so I spelled out exhausted, which was also a great way to incorporate some of those alpha stickers as well. And then I did back the vellum with a white piece of computer paper so that it showed up just a little bit better. Then moving on to the bottom row, I created a flip up of a photo of Nora sitting at the bar, which the story behind that I didn't even journal about, but I will completely remember it. And underneath that photo is, I put two pictures in one. The sign that is in the bar area that says River Bar Chamberlain Room, which Chamberlain is my late uncle's last name, and I'll get to that in a second. The other photo is a close-up of the chicken and rice soup my husband made. It's a Korean recipe that we love to eat when we're not feeling well, and so he made that for me, and that's pretty much what I ate like all week that week. So back to the first picture, I had a hard time figuring out how to embellish it. So you're going to see me like audition these embellishments and try to place this butterfly. It was like trying to make fetch happen, it just wasn't going to work for me. So I ended up ditching the butterfly and just using the chipboard circle. I still don't love the way it turned out, but it's fine. It's just 1 week. It doesn't have to be perfect. And the stories and the photos are more important than the way the embellishments look, in my opinion. So anyway, I put 2 word phrase strips as well. One says hilarious, one says right now, because I think it's hilarious that I managed to catch Nora at the bar, which is obviously illegal, but this situation was I talked about it last week, I think, in my Hobonichi plan with me, that my late uncle, he was trigger warning, homicide. My late uncle was taken from us brutally back in December of 2015. So Nora was just born. She was like 7 weeks old, and my uncle was murdered while he was out walking the dog by someone who was schizophrenic and off his medication. And the dog went back to my aunt's house without him. My aunt went and found him. It was awful. It was a nightmare of a situation where our family was involved in a very high-profile trial, at least for our area, because he was the director of operations for the city that we live in. And so that is why this bar area was named after him. And we were there because there was a rededication of the waterfront area where he had a lot to do with it being built, constructed, designed, all of that before he was taken from us. And so they made a new sign because the old sign was destroyed, and it's beautiful. The photo of that is on the right side of the spread, and it says William D. Chamberlain Riverfront Park, and that was the unveiling of the new sign, the rededication. Of course, there were lots of politicians, the current mayor, and family. We were all there to support my late uncle's children, my cousins, and his widowed wife. So my Aunt Nancy. And she is my late father's youngest sister. So I kept in the journaling this time because, the story took me so long to tell you. Normally I don't do that. So that is why we were all together, and I'll get back to that. I just want to let you know that what I journaled on the underside of the card had nothing to do with the story about why these photos are included. It was actually about just how I came back from sticker camp sick, and Nora and I stayed home together Monday snuggling, and Tuesday I just got a lot of content filmed and worked Wednesday through Friday because there really aren't any photos from the week besides the flowers and the cats. Everything else is from the weekend. So, and then on this last 4x6 card that says my story and your story, on the top, I wrote my story. Currently in the season, I'm doing what I can to get through each packed, busy day. Full-time, though temporary, is a big adjustment for me, and full-time in a self-contained classroom is next level challenging. Running from work, getting dinner ready, ensuring all of Nora's needs are more than taken care of is a hustle, and then getting to cheer practices. I've also never felt more productive, fulfilled, and independent. Also focused on Nora's emotional needs. And then for her story, I wrote, currently in this season, Nora is loving fourth grade. She's doing homework, navigating social relationships, and pushing as many boundaries with us as possible. Her anxiety continues to run high, so we're grateful for her new therapist. I know she's experiencing lots of changes within herself, too. And I thought the butterfly motif was perfect, not just because of the let go card that I'm going to use on the right side of the spread, as in relation to my uncle's ceremony, but also because butterflies signify change. So I thought it was perfect to put on this card and just take an opportunity to pause and journal about, some of the broader stories of our lives at the moment. And so here are the close-ups in real time of the left side of the spread. It's interesting because there's a lot going on, man. I have a lot on my plate, okay? I'm doing my best. And so that is very appropriate considering this is a stash busting week because there's a lot going on in my head, in my life, and on these pages. So it's a match. All right, so moving on to the right side of the spread. Again, I apologize for my nasally voice. I'm still getting over this sinus infection, whatever it is. I decided to use this word die cut that says awesome from the Awesome Story Kit 2022, I think. Never used it, wanted to bring out the gold, and it stands out really nicely in the blue sky there above the new sign. And that is my family, well, three of them. So my late uncle left behind my cousins, Ryan and Patrick, and then his wife, Nancy, my Aunt Nancy. But next to Nancy is Bill, one of my uncle Bill's sisters. He has two. Only one was able to make it up because they don't live in New York. And then the mayor is on the very end. And then next to my younger cousin Patrick on the left side is, I think, the deputy mayor maybe is his title. I don't even know. So I just kept it simple. I stamped the date and I put the chipboard that says one today is worth two tomorrows, a white heart and a puffy heart sticker. Then I was going to do something with this let go card, but I decided just to leave it completely blank. It really says it all for me for this particular story and my feelings around this entire situation. So, yeah, I was happy to just leave it. Moving to the middle row is just the photo of Jeeves holding his gingerbread man toy, which is so stinking cute. I was dying over this. I couldn't believe I got a photo of it. So I cut a label in half and wrote, not Jeeves holding his gingerbread toy. And then just put love this and funny with the word stickers there and the this chipboard piece. That color chipboard is the perfect match for that card. That's that 4x6 card. That was the inspiration jumping point for this entire week's color scheme. And so obviously there's opportunities to journal about eating, playing, and enjoying. So I did use those in the way they were intended, I think. So I just wrote salads as usual, Cheez-Its at work, Korean food, ready for all the fall foods, more sugar than usual because that's how I do when I'm not working out, which I'm not working out because I'm sick. Playing, I wrote not much time for me to play right now with a super busy season. That's okay. And with that space in the bottom there, I just stapled the blue heart. And then on the right, enjoying, I wrote our family seeing each other at my Uncle Bill's rededication memorial, despite the circumstances. I'll never know the full weight of this grief, but I pray this event brought a little peace. So that's all I did to journal about the event, but you guys got, most of the gist of the full story. Then the very last row is the rest of that patterned paper. I trimmed down to the 4x6 size, and I trimmed down the tag that said love this because I wanted to bring in some more gold foil, and I love how it looks next to this picture I trimmed down of Nora snuggling with Smokey, who has his paw on her nose. And also, I'm underneath it wearing like a Christmas like themed sort of nightgown because we were in bed. It was, I don't know what day this was. It might have been right after sticker camp. And she was like so snuggly and he was so snuggly because they both missed me. And it was just such a cute photo I took from like over my head. And so I trimmed it down to trim out some of the ugly, like the very crazy, but you see the pattern there. It's like a Fair Isle pattern on my pajamas. And then I just put the butterfly, tried to cover up the nightgown with the butterfly, and I put a heart and then a puffy sticker, and then I spell out snuggles with my alpha stickers. The flip up that I just created, I really just wanted to use the Vellum 9 and include some more gold foiling, so that's why I put it there. It also serves the purpose of muting the colors underneath because it was taken at Nora's friend's birthday party, and the walls are that bright yellow orangish color, and I did not like it at all in contrast with the rest of the photos. So I used the Vellum to kind of mute that and like create a flip up. Just put a sights and sounds chipboard piece there, added a tab sticker, a puffy heart in the middle of the 0. And then on the picture of Nora with her friends, I just put a a label sticker and journaled Saturday PM equals Kenzie's birthday party. I stepped out to go to Lululemon because it was in the mall. So I was like, I'm leaving. There's no other parents here. I'm going to go shopping. Bye. So I left. But that really is it for this week. It's emotionally a very heavy week. Work-wise, I had Monday and Tuesday off, but I was just coming back from camp and I was exhausted and sick. And it was like, I think I needed a full week to recover, but I didn't get it. Obviously had to go back to work. So yeah, it was busy. It was crazy. There was a lot happening, but it's all good. It's another week in the books, and I'm looking forward to, gosh, probably life will get a little bit less crazy in December or January. I don't know. But for now, we're going to run on caffeine and just hope that gets us through. Alrighty, so wrapping up the right side of the spread, check out the close-ups in real time. I do really like the right side. I actually prefer it to the left side, but hey, it is what it is. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. If you're not, make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss my content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, friends. Remember that you are enough, and I love you guys. Bye.